about just kind of my level of anxiety and tension that I kind of feel like I carry around with me when I'm at home.
Hmm. Okay, so some tension and anxiety that you're carrying around with you at home. Okay, and what does that feel like for you?
It feels frustrating because I feel like it's something that sometimes I can't escape, and it robs me from enjoying things and being present in the moment.
It robs you. That's a really powerful word.
I know, right? Because
Yeah.
I really do find it frustrating because I don't want to be that person who's known for being busy or who's known for like being able to do it all. Like I don't see the value in that.
Okay.
And so I feel like that feeling of tension and like there's so much going on robs me of what I really want to be doing in the moment.
Okay. And Lindsay, is this something that happens often?
Yeah. I would say like with most things in life, there's kind of like ebbs and flows of times that it bothers me more and times that it doesn't bother me as much. But I have definitely noticed times where it bothers me a lot.
Okay. Is there a time that, and sometimes it's hard to pick out like individual snapshots in time, but, and so you tell me if you can't, okay? That's okay. But is there a time that you can think of recently where you were feeling that tension and anxiety that you were carrying around with you?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I think it gets most, like I think, like if we were to think of it as peaks and valleys, where peaks are like a lot of tension and valleys are like, everything is awesome. I think I feel the most tension, I think it's heavily right now related to school.
Okay.
And I feel the most tension when I have something coming up that's due.
Oh, okay.
And then I feel like it's difficult to be present with my kids when I need to be present with my kids, or present with my sister, or present with wherever I'm needing to be present. It's hard because I think I get really grumpy. Like that's what it would look like for me. Is I get really grumpy, and I get less patient, and yeah, like it robs me. I'm unable to enjoy what's happening. You know, like we'll be playing soccer, and instead of enjoying kicking the ball, hearing the kids giggle, all I'm thinking about is, oh my goodness, I have to get this done and that done and this done. And then like guilt creeps in.
Okay. So that's what you're feeling like when you've got these feelings of anxiety and tension. Yeah, that sounds really hard. So I'm kind of getting a sense of how these feelings are affecting you. Do you think that there's other people in your life that are affected by this as well?
Totally. I think that my kids are affected by it. I think my husband's affected by it. I think anybody I'm connected with is affected by it because I'm not able to be like that person I think that when I'm not present in the moment with people, they're not getting the best version of me, and then they're getting robbed too.
Okay. And when you're not present in the moment, what's happening?
So like an example? So like the example of playing soccer with my kids where I'm not actually enjoying it, and so I'm probably not noticing things they want me to be noticed, or like engaging with them the way that I should engage. Or like I think I physically feel tension in my body.
Okay.
And so that I probably get like a headache, and then that'll make me grumpy too, because I physically then don't feel well. Yeah, and I think my family probably just senses it as like, Mom's grumpy, and then I'm not good at anything that I do. So I have all this stuff I need to get done, and I'm not that good at any of it because I just have this like grumpy cloud that's following me around.
And all the stuff that you have to get done that you just mentioned, what is all that stuff? What's that about?
Yeah, so, okay, like forums for school, assignments for school. I may or may not have been known for taking 2 courses at once with school because I'm like, let's get her done. Um, I mean, laundry, picking up the kids from school, taking the kids from school. I still have a kid who's at home with me full time. My other kids are only at school for like 6 hours of the day, and often that'll involve like me going in and volunteering for something or whatever. I also, my sister has some stuff that sometimes, like the other weekend, I spent in the hospital with her kind of thing. So there's that kind of is kind of an ongoing. You maybe need it at any time.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's got to cook supper, someone's got to clean up, someone's got to do lunch. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot of like mundane things, but I just get these moments where it just feels overwhelming. Like, when do I get this all done? Yeah.
Wow. It sounds like you're doing a lot of different things and being pulled into many different directions. How have you been managing to do all the things and you know, do your schoolwork and look after your kids and do the things around the house and with your sister? Like, how are you doing all of those things?
Well, I mean, you don't need to sleep, right? So you just cut that out and you have 24 hours a night. I think that how I do it is often when I feel successful at doing it, it's because I've kind of maybe slotted out time for when that time is meant for that specific thing. And that maybe helps me be present in that moment because, so for example, this is the 20 minutes that Ada and I are going to read together. Sorry, Ada's my youngest.
Okay.
So while I'm reading with her, I don't need to worry about homework because this time isn't meant for that. This time is meant for Ada. And thinking about it like analytically and realistically, it's 20 minutes. Like, I still have a lot of the rest of the day to get stuff done. But I've noticed that if I start with dealing with the things that make me feel guilty if I don't get to them, then I set myself up better for feeling good the rest of my day for accomplishing all the like more mundane things that just have to get done.
Okay, and how is that for you?
I think that helps with that grumpy cloud and the frustration and the guilt because there's no. I feel like I feel less guilt if I've already done the parenting, and the parenting I think is where the guilt comes from. When I'm not doing what I feel is good parenting.
Okay.
Yeah, which is like quality time with my kids.
So I'm really interested in the part where you said that it helps with the grumpy cloud, and you talked about how like covering a lot of the parenting stuff first helps. How else does it help with the grumpy cloud?
Could I give you another example of something that helps with the grumpy cloud? Is that kind of what you mean?
Sure.
Yeah. I've noticed that if I wake up right when I'm supposed to wake up my kids, the grumpy cloud doesn't start good because we're all rushed. So then it's like I have unrealistic expectations that they can get ready as fast as I can and that I can get ready while they get ready, but they still need me to help them get ready. So it's not logical. Okay, so if I, again, start out with what maybe I think in my head is good parenting so that I can come at it with peace, like I'm ready. And now, like, I've done what I need to do to get me ready. Now let's do what I need to do to get their day ready. And then again, I'm starting out with something that makes me feel good about how I've invested my time. And when I feel, sorry.
No, that's okay. Don't apologize.
When I feel good about where I invest my time, then I think I feel more satisfied with my day. And I feel better. I feel less of that like anxiety and tension about all the stuff I have to juggle. Because at least I feel like I already did one thing well.
Okay.
And probably the most important thing well.
So Lindsay, I've got some ideas about how we might be able to work together. And there's some things that I want to try with you that I think could really help. One of them involves you using your imagination. How do you feel about that?
I'm really good with imagination because I hang out with 5-year-olds all the time.
Fantastic. I had a feeling you'd be good with imagination. So what I want you to think about, Lindsay, is you're at home and you're with your kids and with your husband and everybody goes to sleep. You have a great sleep and in the middle of the night something magical happens. Okay? The thing that happens is a complete miracle. And the miracle that's taken place is that all the problems you've been telling me about today, the feelings of anxiety and, the tension that you're feeling, all of that goes away. And so when you wake up in the morning, it's completely gone. Okay? Does that make sense to you?
It does.
Okay, so I want you to get a really good picture in your mind of what this would look like. And tell me, what's the very first thing you would notice in the morning to show you that this miracle actually happened?
I would notice, I'm enjoying this. I would notice waking up on my own accord. Everyone else in the house would still be asleep. And I would wake up and I would go downstairs and let the dog out of the boot room. I would turn on the kettle, make a cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
I would sit and have my tea and I don't even know what I'd do. Just whatever I wanted with my cup of tea and maybe a muffin. I like muffins. I would bake muffins. And then I would have a fresh muffin with my tea.
Okay.
After I did that, I would probably get myself to the state that I would be comfortable driving my children to school in, whatever that looks like.
Okay.
And then I would wake up the kids, and breakfast would be made because I already made those fresh muffins.
Right.
So one stress gone because food, oh my goodness, gotta feed everyone.
Yes.
And I'd take the kids to school, everybody would get ready on time, there'd be no bickering or me being like, come on, we gotta go, get in the van. We just go.
Okay.
Drop them off. My youngest and I would come home. We would spend some really nice time together, maybe reading or just doing whatever she asked me to do, playing LOL dolls or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we'd go do whatever else we had to do. Maybe I'd do some homework while she plays independently, tick that box. I'd have a good plan for supper. That wouldn't be stressful. Then we'd pick up the kids from school. We'd eat, do our extracurricular activities. And I'd just go through the whole day feeling like I got this.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like a pretty awesome feeling to have.
Splendiferous, in fact.
Yes. Wow. I want to know a bit more about the miracle because this is sounding really great, Lindsay.
It is sounding great.
You mentioned something about the very first thing that really struck me. You said that you would wake up on your own accord.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really stuck out to me. And so I'm wondering a bit more about what that would look like for you.
Yeah, I think that it annoys me when I feel like my sleep gets taken.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds so selfish. But I don't want to be woken up. I just want to wake up because I had a good sleep.
Yeah.
Just wake up naturally, feeling like I want to get out of bed.
Yeah.
Not like it's oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what would that be like for you if that was happening?
Well, you just get up and you feel great as soon as you get out of bed. Yeah.
Wow.
You feel light.
Feel light.
Yeah. And I have choice in what I'm gonna do. I think that's part of the key because if I don't wake up first, it's immediately I need to attend to everybody else's needs.
Oh, okay. I see. So you'd wake up and you feel light. Would that have an impact on anybody else in the morning to make you there?
Yeah, because I think sometimes when everybody wakes me up, I then start out in a state of I'm not even awake yet. Holy Hannah. Whereas if I woke up on my own and everyone else was still sleeping, I feel like it gives me time to just be with me. I don't know, people talk about self-care and I think that might be self-care in itself. Just having that cup of tea and doing something before everyone wakes up so that I'm awake.
Absolutely. That sounds really great.
Mm-hmm.
So you told me about baking muffins
Mm-hmm.
and some other things about like having breakfast made. Like that seems to be a really important part of what that morning would look like. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
important for me to not feel like I'm scrambling. I think that's the feeling that causes trouble for me,
Yeah.
is when I feel like I'm scrambling to get something to eat for breakfast, or I'm scrambling to get, what am I going to cook for supper? I didn't thaw any meat. Or I'm scrambling to get one forum post done because I don't want to have it done too, you know?
Yeah. Okay. So if you weren't scrambling in the miracle, what would you be doing instead?
It's almost like I would have these like reserved little boxes that are my pockets of time,
Okay.
and I get to choose how to build the tower with my boxes. And that's something that I can still maintain control over.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I have to do it in like the way that like the scattered and the craziness of the day is dictating, you know? And I feel like if I have control over like how I'm going to stack those boxes, then I can have presence in each of those boxes. Like how I was talking about earlier, that I really just, I feel like I get robbed of my presence. In my miracle day, I would get to choose where my presence is going to be, and nobody gets to rob me of that.
Oh,
Or
wow.
not nobody, but like no situation or no feeling can rob me of that presence.
Wow. No one can rob you of your presence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that paints a really clear picture for me. Having only just met you, understand what this miracle day would look like for you. You also mentioned, Lindsay, about being in the van and with your kids, and that in the miracle there wouldn't be any bickering. You know, like get in the car kind of moments. What would that mean for you if that's what your morning looked like?
When I bicker, or whatever we want to call it, I'm not proud of who I am as a mom. Because I don't want to be that mom who's like, why did you go upstairs and I told you to brush your teeth and you're coming back down and you still have not brushed your teeth or your hair and you're still in your pajamas? Because that's not what I told you to do. So get it done. Like, I don't like the image of that mom. That's not who I want to be. I want to be the mom who's like, well, I know that I sent her up there and she's probably not doing it, so maybe I'll casually walk by and check in, you know? To have that time to like teach them about it instead of just like nag on them because they didn't do it, you know? And have that time to catch those good things that they did and encourage that and have them like repeat them based on their positive actions instead of me nagging on their negative ones, because that doesn't make any of us happy, and I know that. But that nagging comes out of that scatteredness where we're like, come on, like the school bell is ringing and we're not even in the van.
Yeah. And so if that's what things looked like, what would your kids be doing? Like, how would they be?
I think everybody would be calmer.
Everybody.
Because I don't know, I think that people are maybe lying to themselves when they think that they can parent up here and being all like this and then expect their kids to have calm responses. I mean, I don't respond well when someone yells at me, so why should I expect my kids to respond well if I raise my voice or whatever you want to call it at them, right? I wouldn't say I yell at them, but my tone of voice changes and it's definitely less comforting, right? So why should I expect them to treat me back?
Yeah.
You know, I'm escalating the situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in my miracle day, I don't even feel the need to escalate the situation because we're all just calm.
Just calm.
Yeah, it's just a school. And also, like, it's just a school bell. I don't even worry about it because what's the bigger thing here? You know?
Yeah. Okay. Well, it sounds like you have a really detailed and comprehensive vision of what this miracle would look like. What I'm wondering, Lindsay, is are there any parts of this miracle that are happening right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say like maybe once or twice a week, I will wake up before everyone and be like, I'm getting that cup of tea, like sneaking downstairs super quiet so no one wakes up.
Yeah. And so, what's that like for you?
It just sets the tone for the whole day.
Mm-hmm.
I think I should do that more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that you could have the opportunity to do it more?
Totally.
Yeah. So I want to know more about that specifically. So the times that you have like once or twice a week where you get to get up and make your own cup of tea, at your own pace in your own time.
So I'm not like drinking my tea and making lunches and brushing teeth and combing someone's hair.
Yeah.
And anyways, someone let the dog out.
Yeah. Like what else is going on for you at that time? Like how are you able to do it on those mornings once or twice a week?
I think part of it is like not leaving things to the last minute. So, making sure that maybe it's almost like self-care is feeding into self-care. Like I think truly me waking up before people might be my version of self-care. And I think that when I do that and I experience that feeling and acknowledge the changes in my day it makes, I think that encourages me to repeat it. Because I remember, like, I just have to remember that feeling of, like, starting my day off in a satisfying place. And the desire to replicate that is there.
Okay.
And so I think that helps me want to do that again.
Okay, that's really interesting. Yeah. So there's some mornings you can get up and have that really relaxing time and have your tea. Are there any other parts of that miracle that are happening?
My time with Ada. It happens if I like remind myself, like, when we get back home, it's time with Ada before I think about other things. Because as soon as I start thinking about, okay, I'll put the laundry in and then we'll read while the laundry's going, that just feeds into one more chore, which feeds into one more chore, and suddenly it's the afternoon, and Ada's entertained herself all morning, and then I feel like a guilty, like a horrible person, because I'm like, how did the morning go by? And my interaction with Ada has been her helping me with chores, because she just wants to spend time with me, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I think that it's better when, like, I spend intentional time with her first, and then maybe in the afternoon we do chores together.